sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Se fue a la...
3,700 years.
Pinche directo se fue.
According to our records, the Adepti
No
signed a
soportó la
contract with Rex
sensualidad
Lapis to
de
protect
ningún,
Liyue 3,700
El
years
directo
ago.
no soportó la
Even to
sensualidad
this
de
very
ningún.
day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex
la
Lapis appeared to me
madres.
in a dream.
A
What?
la madres.
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation.
A la
I
madre.
also thought to tell him
Se fue de
how the
una
past
vez.
generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the four winds and the people of the Animal Archon.
Nunca pensé
The
que me iba a
Animal
pasar esto.
Archon sought to quell the strife between the two
Jamás en
sides
mi vida.
because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right.
¿Qué tal, Leslie?
Didn't
¿Qué tal, qué
Ningguang
tal, qué
suggest
tal?
that
Mira,
we should
acabamos de
focus
hacer
on the
algo
city and each of
increíble.
its citizens?
Se cortó el
I know I
pinche
already
directo.
have,
Se
so
fue toda
why
la
not
burger.
see for
Ya no podíamos
yourselves?
continuar más. O sea, literal,
I
se fue toda la
apologize for
burger.
appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
No, se cortó
And
el
who are you?
directo.
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith.
Se
I have
cortó
come
el
to extend my
directo.
thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last.
Hello.
But thanks to the aid of the
Se
Adepti,
fue a la
our forces
burger
were not as
directo.
badly
No
battered
mames.
as I feared we might be.
Nunca pensé que iba
Although
a
I am a
suceder esto.
mere mortal soldier,
Nunca pensé.
I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti
Esto
this
era
day.
impensable, ¿sabes? Era impensable.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Oh, qué ternura.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It must be hard being an Adeptus.
qué ternura.
Aw.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue
No me
has long
imagino
since
cuando pase lo de
passed.
Vale.
Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the... Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Chiseng will not simply exploit their power once we depart?
Se fue
In
la
my
burra el
view,
directo.
that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry.
Qué
Looks
larga
like
es
the
esto,
conflict
mucho
between...
texto.
Oh, right! Its child wanted to unleash, but we were able to Oh, and speaking of that... Paimon doesn't get it.
Uf, quedamos con
But
muy
isn't
poca
the
vida.
strongest lead we have the
Quedamos con
Adepti-less
muy
right of
poca
parting
vida,
that
eh.
we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshem Funeral Parlor.
Uf, F. Nos quedamos con muy poca vida. Ya es avanzado, ¿verdad? Sí, ya estamos en una historia muy avanzadísima, avanzada. Pero fíjate que hace rato se cortó el directo, ¿eh? O sea, se petó, se cerró, adiós. Ya ni quería funcionar la cosa, ¿eh? Ahorita este es apenas recién, es la continuación del directo.
It's gone.
Hoy la cosa no quiere
Can I
trabajar.
go take a look?
¿Qué tal, Leslie? ¿Cómo estás? Cuéntame. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo te trata la vida? Tú ya no tienes conectado en los directos, ¿eh? ¿Cuántos personajes tienes en tu ventana? Ahorita ya son bastantes, ¿eh? Ahorita ya son bastantes. Tengo a Rosaria. Tengo a Dilo. Tengo a Bárbara. Tengo a Sakarosa. Tengo a Chongyu. Tengo a Yanfei. Tengo a Xianli. Tengo a Ningguang. Tengo al aventurero. Tengo a Noel. Tengo a Kaella. Tengo a Lisa. Tengo a Amber. Y la nueva personaje, Azar. Lastimosamente en los deseos no me fue tan bien, ¿sabes? El objetivo era conseguir a Val. Sí. Me falta conseguir a Val. No puede ser, gasté todos mis deseos y... al menos quedan 12 días todavía. Quedan 12 días todavía. Pero mira, o sea, hago esto y no quiere trabajar la cosa. No quiere trabajar. No quiere trabajar.
Absorption test.
Por cierto, ¿cómo se ve el directo ahorita? No sé qué configuración escogí, pero creo que ahorita está más o menos bien.
You can't run.
Un correo. A ver. Hace muchos meses yo nacer. Cuando yo nacer, yo tener plupical. Tener tú tener carne. Es el unga unga. Es unga unga. Cuando yo nacer, yo feliz contigo. Hacer feliz, tú hacer bien para mí. Sí, yo querer hacer bien para ti. Toma, flores bonitas. Tú feliz, yo estar feliz. Directo no ir bien, pero estar feliz. ¡Oh, qué grande, Razo! ¡Qué grande! ¿Qué onda? ¿Es el cumpleaños de Razo o qué onda? ¿Es el cumpleaños de Razo? ¿O no? ¿Es el cumpleaños de Razo?
Animal test 63.
¿Es el cumpleaños de Razo o cómo? Creo que sí. Hostia. A ver, Newton, ya que tú eres más de Razo, ¿es el cumpleaños o no?
Absorption test.
Creo que primero debía haber sacado un pyro y luego hacer eso.
Judgment. Let the show begin.
I wasn't done.
Pensé que era un cofre, ¿eh? Ya no veo bien. Ese es el cumpleaños de Razor. Hostia, ¿y cuántos cumple?
You can't run.
¿Cuántos cumple Razor? ¿Y Kamisato cuánto cumple? La verdad que no sé. ¿Y Kamisato? Y oyendo hasta el bosque y aquí estaba sombrío.
Is there anything I can do for you two?
I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
Zhongli es el arconte de Geo, ¿no?
Could you please tell
Eula
him we're
cumple
here?
25, el 25
Unfortunately,
de octubre.
Lee isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to
¿Legalmente?
Northland Bank.
¿O todavía no?
Doesn't the Northland Bank
28
belong
de
to the
septiembre ya acá.
Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we
¿Qué
went to the
hacemos el
Golden
28
House.
de septiembre?
Do you think he doesn't know about the
Ideas.
attack on Liyue? We had better go and make sure that everything is...
¿Qué podemos hacer el 28 de septiembre? A dormir. Mimir. Esperar el rerun de Ayaka. No. F. Va a regresar también Val, ¿no? En caso de que no la consigamos. Va a regresar Val también, ¿no?
You call this cooperation
no,
between
señor.
harbingers?
Oh,
Cooperation
no,
involves
no.
communication, you
No
know.
me digas que le va a quitar también al arconte, tío.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you
Oh,
happy
no,
that
no,
you got
no,
to
no, no.
skip
¿Se
the
ignora?
formalities
Oh, no, no, no,
and bring
no, no,
chaos
no,
to
no,
the
no, no,
land?
no. Oh, no, no, no,
I'm
no,
sure
no,
you
no,
must
no,
have
no, no.
enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Hey,
no.
it's Zhongli and Child. And you. You're
Oh,
also
no,
one of
no,
the
no, no, no.
harbingers?
Oh, no, no, no,
It's
no,
you
no,
two.
no, no.
I
No
believe
me
we've
gusta.
met
No, no,
once
no, no,
before.
no, no, no. ¿Se
In the
ignora?
city of Bards, was
ignora?
it? I'm glad
No,
you
no,
still
no, no,
remember
no,
my
no, no,
name.
no. ¿Cómo que le va a quitar a Saúl?
Ah.
¿En serio le va a quitar?
Right.
No mames, no, 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 no.
I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from
No, don't let her get to you. You've
Oh,
yet
no,
to
no,
gather
no,
the
no.
powers of all 7 elements. And our last battle at the so it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that
Well, if it isn't
Vaya,
you
es más, tío,
two,
es la primera vez
this
que
is our
vemos
first
desde
time
que yo
seeing
casi
each other
todo
since
bravo,
Liyue was nearly
como
wiped up.
tres.
I knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for
Una
that little
pequeña
tussle
pelea,
we
si me
had at the end.
rompiste, casi me rompes el orto.
Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all.
¿Cuántas
Of
transformaciones
course,
tiene
you may very well hold
este
this against me,
Tartalgia?
but that's up to you.
Ya solo supe tres.
The real
tres,
deceivers here are
tres.
Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis.
¿La
What
hipnosis?
are you talking about?
Oh,
The
no,
contract
no, 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 no.
is fulfilled.
Lo que buscas
That which
es
thou
la autoridad,
seeketh is
porque
now
mi promesa es
bestowed
sólida
unto thee.
como la roca.
For
Oh,
my
no, no,
promise
no, no, no. ¿Qué pasó
is...
aquí? ¿Qué pasó aquí? Oh, no, 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 no.
Sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chia? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon
¿Cómo que
falls
le va a
out
dar
of
su
the
visión
sky,
de Geo?
and all of Lyric goes
No,
into an
no,
uproar.
no, 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 mames.
Talk about a disaster.
O sea que ya no vamos a tener arconte Geo.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was...
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It isn't even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with them until one drizzly day.
No le des tu visión.
As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself,
Oh, Zhongli.
but as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue. That's right, which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents,
Signora,
so
¿es
has
buena
Liyue
o
matured
mala?
when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory than I could have hoped for. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Credit is also due to Signora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict confidence. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal form.
No.
Thank you for joining me on this journey, traveler.
No,
All
eso
of
no
these
se
things
hace.
turned out as I had planned. There is only one thing that I had not anticipated, and that was the conduct of the Liyue Chising. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine
Sí, es mala,
protectors
es mala.
and used the subsequent
Nos vamos a
power
enfrentar
or
ante ella,
vacuum left
contra
by
ella
my
como-
death to quickly
¿O no?
gain complete control of Liyue.
Después va a seguir la historia de ella. Ok.
That doesn't...
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for them.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You
tú
practically
vétela.
kept me in the dark.
Tú vete a la burga, Tartalgio.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight?
Vergüenza me debe dar esta
Hey, haven't you
posición.
learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zappolyarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of...
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
¿Qué te dio el halcón Tecrillo a cambio de tu hipnosis?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined. My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsarit, uncover that answer for yourself in your...
No. La verdad no tengo idea porque nunca los leo los títulos que dicen los personajes. hago skip a cada rato. Ya, yo también hacía skip a cada rato, ¿eh?
Don't we have a job to do?
No, al menos aquí no le patearon como le hicieron al pobre ventilador, ¿eh?
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Después cuando llegues a Inazuma podés pelear contra ella. Obvio que tienes que hacer las misiones de Arcontes. Pero le podemos dar su merecido todavía. ¿Qué onda? ¿Por qué les quitan las hipnosis? En pocas palabras, sí. Le podemos reventar su madre todavía. Ya está. Nos vamos a poner mamadísimos. Todavía, ¿eh? Nos vamos a poner mamadísimos. Y para eso necesito ayuda de ponerme mamadísimo. Vamos a reventarle todo lo que se llama... Me quité vida.
Well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess... So Rex Lapis is really... Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? I don't think... There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Yep, Fatui? They certainly... Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex...
Ahorita les tienen miedo a los Fauti.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis
Yo
subdued...
le di con todo y la cociné para darle un perro
and
de...
to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Le vamos a dar duro
Say,
contra el muro, así ignora.
Do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that...
Now that you mention it, I mean, it all fits. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all my years.
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us.
I'm catching feelings from all the dealings. I'm on straight. What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?
Uy, hay manifestación, como en Latinoamérica.
Hear ye all! The Chi sings words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their seas. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis, having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chi-Sing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning. Something feels off. But the Chi-Sing already have... Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh.
O no puedo. O no puedo darle duro contra el muro así, no.
Look, it's Ningguang and Kuching. Are they saying something?
Ya no te falta
Are
odio.
there speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
Ostras.
3,700 years of contracts burned and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous, but blinded by our prosperity.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to... Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build...
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
¿Qué? Oh, a ver.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is
Oye,
long.
a ver.
Name your price. You deserve that much.
¿Signora no es la que nos trajo a este mundo? ¿Signora no es la que nos trajo a este mundo? Cuando peleamos con la hermana, o sea... A ver. Estoy procesando la información. Me estás diciendo que Signora es esa condenada que llevó la hermana del protagonista a otro mundo y trajo al protagonista al pasado, algo así. ¿Y dónde quedó la hermana? A ver, yo ya no me acordaba de la hermana. ¿Y qué pasó con la hermana? ¿Cuándo vamos a salvar a la hermana? ¿No se supone que esa era nuestra misión?
Could you help me put up some missing person posters?
¡Oh! ¡Sí se acordó! ¡Sí se acordó! Creo, ¿no?
And to think I'd put my best perfume on before coming here, thinking, but it seems as if those perfumes really... Well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love, they say. And that's 3 gone in...
Uf, ¿cómo que dijo que 3 rivales de amor? ¿Cómo?
Rex Lapis. Rex Lapis. Now that I think of perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might...
Vas a saber después de ella, Lumine. Esa, Lumine se llama. Vale, ¿con qué más tengo que hablar? ¿Con qué más tengo que hablar? Ya.
As for the mortals...
¿Listo? Busca a Songli. Songli, ¿por qué entregaste a Songli? No, sí. Güey. Bueno, al menos a ti no te patearon.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never... Here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease? Right. If the two of you can spare the time.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third round...
You're right. I do lack the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth when I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I...
Oh, no wonder! Paimon Everyone gets it now. You didn't, but since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money.
Vaya palabrotas que se sacó
Don't have. In the city of commerce, we do not. The Archon Morax. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli.
Fue un buen viaje.
That
La
is
neta,
true.
fue un buen viaje.
I fear that continuing
Y ahora
your
nos
journey
vamos para
may be
Inazuma, ¿no?
difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. The Electro-Archon Ball.
Vale, así como la gente le
And just
prefiere
as the
llamar
people
Rex
of
Lapis.
Liyue prefer
Ella
to call
también
me
tiene otro
Rex
nombre,
Lapis.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
¿Ya nos vamos para Inazuma?
Right?
¿Este es el final?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
La Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that, Zhongli. Since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening?
It's because of
Inazuma,
visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans, but if a person shows true strength of will at a this is what visions are. Magical foci.
That's how people
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes,
Decreto de captura de
it was an
visiones.
order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders and to inlay them upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's hard.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her
¿Me
eternal
estás
realm.
diciendo que vales la
The fact
enemiga?
that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree. 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly prince. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
¿Qué pasó con Obliga y de las 7 series sobre el amor? Esto pura. Yo creo que es sobre el Obliga.
About that, before the Chising made their announcement, we don't...
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that
Ya no
Child
tengo-
did send people to the Jade
Ya
Chamber,
no te tengo que decir nada
preventing
porque eso
Adepti
es
and the
spoiler.
Chising from
Eso es
defeating
cierto.
the ancient
Eso es
god.
cierto. Muchas gracias,
I've heard that Ningguang is busy
Gracias.
milking that for all
Nunca
it's
nadie se
worth
había
on the
preocupado
foreign
tanto
relations
por mí.
front at the moment,
Nunca nadie
browbeating
se
the
había preocupado
envoys of the
tanto por mí.
Fatui. Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well
todo por
then.
ahora.
I s-
Uf. $30 potrogemas me dieron. Hostia. Nos vamos para Inazuma, chavales. Hoy nos vamos para Inazuma. ¿Ya se desbloqueó? No, todavía no se ha desbloqueado. ¿Cómo voy para Inazuma? ¿Qué misiones tengo que hacer para ir a Inazuma? ¿En serio le puedo dar una paliza? ¿En serio le puedo dar ya la paliza? Vale, Kiki. ¿Estás ready? Necesito gastar 160 de resina débil. O 160 de resina original.
them to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings. I might stray. What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same? I hope you're not planning to waste my time. To my surprise, that was her reply. Now we vibe. It's been a while and such a ride, the stars align. I love the fact I didn't hurt her though. She loves the fact that I just let her know. Now we're together, it's a different mode.
Tenemos que trasladarnos en Monster.
I love the fact I didn't let her go. She loves the fact that I just let her know.
Quedé what the fuck con la historia. Wow. Ahora entiendo por qué a muchos les encanta Genshin Impact. Simplemente wow. ¿Quién lo diría? Pero antes de eso, tienes que mejorar tus personajes porque cuando subas de nivel se va a poner difícil. Estoy consciente. Y para eso necesito una o dos manos.
Traveler, please, over here. It has been a while since you joined the Adventurers Guild. Are your adventures going smoothly? Is that so? Apart from your own skills, reliable teammates are also indispensable when adventuring. Another person to count on is always good after all. But recruiting such dependable companions is no easy matter, is it?
Yep, and it's even harder to get a guide as good as Paimon.
Ah, yes. I do have some information that may... Let me consult our records. Ah, there it is. There's been a certain blonde stranger who arrived in Mondstadt lately, dressed in unusual clothes.
No mires que es la hermana.
Dresses all funny. It feels like Paimon's hurt them.
Hermana.
Wait, do you
¡Hostia! ¡Nos vamos a ir juntos! ¡No mames! ¿Será posible?
Look anything like his?
Like the honorary knights? No, they couldn't look more different. This stranger is a very tall man, and even has an eye
ya me
patch.
ilusioné. Yo pensé que nos íbamos a ir juntos con la hermana.
Seriously? How does this have anything to do with Kaya? My patches can't prove that you're related.
That stranger declined the guild's invitation, so I can't say that I know anything about the relationship between... Nonetheless, you can look for him if you're interested. Perhaps he might accept your commission instead. After all, it is not uncommon for some adventurers to not want to be limited by the guild, but be happy to accept a fellow adventurer's requests. And should the stranger be a strong adventurer indeed, he would certainly be a big help on your journey. Please don't talk down on yourself like that. You are the honorary knight of the Knights of the... Your deeds are the stuff of song for all the bards in the city, even now. Well, as to further news about him, you may want to ask Mr. Lawrence. He stands guard at the city gate, so he may know something about... I wish you every success, adventurer.
Hostia, esto es como las típicas películas que sabes de que va a venir algo bueno. Sabes que se va a poner buena la historia.
Honorary knight. Is something the matter? A stranger with an eye patch. Let me think. Oh yeah, I remember seeing someone like that. He was wandering all over Mondstadt at first, which I found I lost him pretty quickly. Still, I didn't think as long as Master Jean is here, there's nothing to fear from some...
That might be true, but if it were up to Jean, she'd take this way more seriously.
That is true. But on the other hand, knowing that Master Jean may overreact to the situation is all the more reason to not tell her, no? Anyways, oh yeah, he was at Wagner's smithy for a while before I tried telling him. He might have said something to Wagner. You should go ask him. Maybe he is more...
Ok, esto se pone interesante.
Why? You need something? Sure. I remember him. He showed up a few days ago. Can't say I've heard of any of the materials he mentioned, though. He then had a look at the weapons in my shop before leaving. I've heard that he can be found for the Knights of the Guild want to get hold of him. That's the only place to be.
You probably
Hostia. Hemos avanzado. Wow, la historia es... Dilo que se puede de DPS a su DPS. ¿Y Rosaria? ¿Y qué tal mi Rosaria como DPS principal?
What will it be? Grape juice or apple cider? That I have. He comes here he even sometimes mixes his own drinks. I don't know anything else about him. But
And what's Master
why, I just get...
investigating everything?
If you're looking for that, there's too many rockets.
Bueno, aquí tú esperas en el piso de arriba.
Ah, welcome, sir. The wine that you previously ordered is here.
¿Amigo o enemigo?
Let's go downstairs and have a look.
Los mejores DPS del juego es Ganyu y Euna. Las mejores, güey. Hostia. Y Ayaka. Hombre, no dejes a Ayaka. ¿Dónde está el desconocido? Hola, soy una aventurera del gremio. Hola.
Wow, he's got no intention of paying us any mind, huh?
A traveler?
Viajero, ¿eh? ¿Por qué viajas? Estoy buscando a mi hermana.
That's as good a reason as any.
Toma asiento.
So, guess we've broken the ice.
That little one beside you.
Esa pequeña que está a tu lado. Es mi... Es mi comida de emergencia.
It's indeed a good thing to have someone accompany you on your travels. My name is Deja. I suppose you have some business with me?
Oh my god. Oh my god. No me digas que vamos a tener un compañero en el Genshin Impact para jugar. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ya está. Ya está. Me convenciste, Genshin Impact. Ya está. Ya me convenciste.
Sure.
And he was so cold just a moment before.
But I will require advance payment. 500 mora, and 3 answered questions. The 500 is a one-time fee, and we'll settle the questions in a moment. That's it.
Well, now Paimon's got a really bad feeling. That kind of compensation can't be right.
Aquí tiene las 500 moras. Menos mal que no me quedé pobre.
Now, as for my questions, I'd like you to answer them here and now. The answer to a question says nothing about right and wrong, only about differences in attitude.
Ese chico que
I
ves,
only wish
será
to
la
know what your
próxima.
choices
¿De qué?
are. You need only answer.
Question 1.
Próximo banner.
The crisis Mondstadt faced was resolved by an alliance between yourself and that Animo Archon who calls himself Venti. Who, in your view, was the key to ending that
¿Cómo sabe
crisis?
que... A ver. ¿Y este quién es? ¿Y este papucho quién es?
I know everything that I should. Well, answer the question.
Ya, hay que ser humildes, ¿eh?
Is that your answer? I see. Question number 2. Rex Lapis, who has defended Liyue Harbor for millennia on end, used his gnosis to lay down a contract to end all contracts, of which the stipulations are still unknown. Who do you think will defend Liyue Harbor in the future, now that they've lost their deity?
Las 7 estrellas.
So that's your answer? I see. Now for my final question.
Hostia.
This world has people who gained visions, and those who did not. Which of the two do you think hold more importance in the eyes of the gods?
Hostia. Pues respóndeme. ¿Los que poseen una visión?
So, this is your answer then?
Ay, mamá, espero no verla
I
caer.
understand. It seems that you're different from her.
¿Cómo? Quisiera gritar como... ¿Qué? Esto no puede estar pasando. No puede estar pasando. No me digas que sabes dónde está la hermana. Hostia.
I'll take that 500
Ya,
more.
que tú eres ya contenta con tus hermanos.
Now I
Por la
also
segunda
understand
prueba,
your
pues,
views on this
ya.
world. As we agreed, you may now commission me. That said, I only take commissions related to the Abyss. Like you, I am currently on a journey. You intend to find your sibling, while I wish to oppose the Abyss. Those creatures that serve the Abyss are the fangs and claws by which I have come to Mondstadt this time while on the trail.
An Abyss Herald?
An even more twisted abyssal being, one that commands the Abyss mages.
Oh, that's right!
Ay, güey.
We just been fighting against the Fatulia. Yeah,
Por fin la historia principal,
Abyss
¿eh?
Order at all.
There's some reason behind that, I'm afraid. It's possible that they may have been under orders to avoid your path.
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Maybe they're looking for a better time to ambush us or something. Uh-huh. We're super duper strong.
That manner, it's just like hers.
Eres idéntico
Well
a
then,
ella.
let's go see for ourselves, shall we?
Eres
According
idéntico
to
a
the
ella.
leads I have on
Dijo la
hand,
frase.
the Abyss Order has re-infiltrated the Temple of the Falcon. Let's meet up at the temple. Perhaps your questions about the Abyss will be answered.
Hostia. Hostia. Bueno, manos a la obra. Vamos a por mi hermano. Ya está, chaval. Si miras la capa es como espacios. No me fijé en eso. Es como tiene Paimon. ¿Y eso qué significa? Ay, qué nervios, capa? No. Yo no veo que sea espacio. Ah, en el fondo sí. En el fondo sí. A ver, Paimon. ¿Casualidad? No creo. O sea, Paimon es un dios también. O sea que siempre tuve un dios acá.
This abandoned temple does bear some marks
Todavía
of
no
the
está confirmado,
abyss.
dice. Hostia.
The falcon of the west. Though it can soar in the wind. Oh, it's nothing. Let's head inside.
Kiki, ¿esto se puede hacer multijugador?
I still have a lot to do.
Nivel 59. Nivel 58. Kiki, ¿estarías dispuesto a ayudarme a subirme de nivel? Tengo que subirme de nivel solo. Vale, pero esta misión la dejamos para después. Necesito subir de nivel. Necesito subir de nivel. Ya. ¿Te puedes unir, Kiki? Necesito subir de nivel.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? I might stay. What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same? I hope you're not planning to waste my time. To my surprise, that was her reply. Now we vibe. It's been a while and such a ride, the stars align. I love the fact I didn't let her go. She loves the fact that I just let her know. Now we're together, it's a different mode. We getting crazy in a different role. I love the fact I didn't let her go. She loves the fact that I just let her know. Now we're together, it's a different mode. We getting crazy in a different role. We getting crazy in a different role.
My demon expelling mantra is ready.
Entra. Necesito subir de nivel.
We getting crazy in a different role. We getting crazy in a different role. She my do or die, my bona fide. My up when I'm down, she's always beside me. She makes me feel alive, I won't deny. Her love for me is real and kinda suicide-y. She's not the same, she's such a rare type. She's far from plain, at least in my eyes. She said if I cross her, I'll be in the grave or under attack. But yeah, that's still my babe. I love the fact I didn't let her go. She loves the fact that I just let her know.
Estoy esperando.
Now we're together, it's a different mode. We getting crazy in a different role. I love the fact I didn't let her go. She loves the fact that I just let her know. Now we're together, it's a different mode. We getting crazy in a different role.
Yeah!
We getting crazy in a different role.
You can't run! Animal test 6308.
How?
You can't run!
¿Crees que John Yo se va como de pereza?
Yeah! I'll protect us.
One with my blade.
Absorption test. Judgment. You can't run.
Fourth, my blade.
Stand clear.
No se puede entrar porque estás con la misión. ¿Cuál misión?
Day breaks and I'm burned by the morning light. I make the same mistake more than twice. Same song, brand new dance. I will
Let the show begin.
Swift and merciful. Spirit blade. Attack.
You can't run. Shiver. Judgment.
Lo que estás haciendo ahora.
From whence you came.
Animal hypostasis simulation.
A touch of frost.
Lights out. Absorption test. You can't run.
One with my blade. Submit for judgment.
Animal test 6308.
Swift and merciful.
Stand clear.
Spirit blade.
¿Qué estás
Attack.
haciendo ahora? ¿Esto?
One with my blade.
Absorption test. Enhanced animal module. You can't run.
Swift and merciful. Submit for judgment.
Judgment. I'll protect us.
gates open and
Stand clear.
Sun is the sea, won't put them back. No matter what they try, I'll stay by your side. It's you and I.
Spirit Blade, attack!
¿Por qué no pueden entrar?
Submit for judgment. The scourge of evil remains.
Bueno, me voy a mimir. Dale. Yo ya solo termino con este Resident Pyro y ya está. Ay. A mimir. A mimir, porque el directo ya es demasiado largo.
Swirl, Mark 2.
You can't run!
One with my blade. Spirit Blade, attack!
Ready, steady, go! Let's dance.
Shiver!
Absorption test.
Yeah!
Duró 7 horas. Nah, ¿en serio? Nah, no creo.
Judgment!
No creo que haya durado tanto.
Stand clear.
You can't run!
Submit for judgment.
I'll protect us.
Judgment! Punishment!
Yeah.
¿Y cuándo vas a hacer las tiradas al banner de Val? Cuando tenga mínimo 20 deseos, ¿no? Que sería casi, podríamos decir que casi el último día para que se acabe el banner de Val. Ese es el plan. Ese es el plan. Ese es el plan, ¿sabes?
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the feelings? Am I astray? What do you say?
Bueno, chicos, espero que se le hayan pasado chicos, que se le hayan pasado bien. Yo hasta acá lo dejo. Hubieron muchos cambios. Wow, pensé que ibas a ver muchísima historia de esos personajes. Pero wow. Así que ya saben, chicos, unos pequeños declives ahí con el directo, con la cosa, pero hey, no estuvo del todo mal. No estuvo del todo mal. Así que chocan el comedia, pero que recuerden, siempre sean felices, no importa lo que esté sucediendo.
Crazy in a different role. She loves the fact that I just let her know.